That's right, Grant. It is Create Chaos versus Bring the Pain here, the South American matchup, and a best of one to determine who's going to be moving on in the tournament, who's going to be knocked out. There is a clear favorite in this matchup. It is obviously Chaos, who have been the most dominant team coming out of South America. They have also been the most consistent team. They've been around for a while. The only swap they really made recently was this season, swapping in Misery for Duster, and Misery was already their coach before that, so he already knew the team. So it's kind of expected a team like this with a top-tier captain like Misery is going to be able to place those non-stop first places in the SA qualifiers. But Pain, this is their chance to get some payback.
I was going to say that for some reason I'm in Grant's seat and his headset smells like cheese, but I won't wonder about that too long. Yeah, I mean, for sure, Pain, I mean, I think Pain is actually quite a good squad. Like, I think skill-wise, they've got really good players. Like, Theo Lecor, remember that series we casted, like, early, I think it was a year ago, where they played in the Starlighter Minor and they beat Vici in a best-of-1? And his Earthshaker was absolutely dominant. Like, the skill is here. I think 40R or Adriano is a really good player, too. He was on that SG squad, right? That made that deep run.
Super good carry. And we know, we're going to call him 40R because that's what it is in-game, but we do know his name is Adriano. That's what the 4 stands for. It's an A.
The thing about it is, we're going to call people by what their name, like, if you wanted to be Adriano, you would have the full, But for newer viewers that don't know, they're going to see a guy named 40R. And
pretty much all of these guys you should kind of know. The only guy who I'd say is kind of newer is 444. And he showed up in Pain very recently. He used to be a part of T-Show last year. But other than that, the other 4, like everyone you should kind of know, Lilis or Laposa. Actually, a lot of these guys basically have 2 different names. Lilis or Laposa.
Remember when everyone tried to change their names? It was like Simba for Fly or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Big Daddy.
Yeah, can't do it.
I mean, that worked. Because I could call him Big Daddy No Tail. That is actually a catchy name. I could just combine the same.
He was always going to be No Tail.
Yeah.
Though. You're not getting
Simba was not. Come on.
Fly, you're not Simba. We're not changing that for you.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You've already established your career at that point. Like Roya can go it because he was borderline, you know? Like he hadn't been a tier 1,
7
player.
or 7.
Yeah. So, he could go by. So you could change your name a few times, but once you become tier 1, if you're in, there is a Liquipedia page about only you. Your name is locked in.
No, I agree.
But yes, we this is basically a lot of these guys have been around for a long time on the side of Pain Gaming. This is like if Chaos is like Chaos has King RT. That man, I was playing against that man in Dota 1 G Arena scrims. Like he has been around longer than anybody else. But a lot of these players, like Mandy, like 40R, and Laposa, they've been playing for years and years of Dota.
I'm really excited for this matchup, though. I think in the last major call, didn't Pain actually beat Chaos?
Was it in? I think it might have been in a series where it was like placement and it didn't.
I thought it was a 2-0
thing, or maybe.
And then
maybe you're right.
And then Chaos had to qualify normally, if I remember correctly. So a lot of people I think would blindly give Chaos like the advantage, but Pain is not a bad team whatsoever.
No, certainly not.
They can definitely do this. They have good experience with each other, familiarity. Plus, I mean, I think this game has quite a bit of TI implications too.
Yeah.
Chaos winning the series would give them just more points. Pain obviously would need something like a top 8 to get a significant amount of points. And it's not like impossible or anything like that.
Yeah.
Liquid right now in their current state I think is very beatable. So, who knows? Maybe this is the time for SA Dota to show up, show some potential.
And I would say like Pain has got to be the hungrier team. Right, like they're a team who would love to be able to dethrone Chaos. Again, you've got the same kind of like longer history of playing Dota, but not really being able to make the most amount of money out of it and not be able to get those top tier placings. But now, like, there's no better time than right now, right? When you've got so many slots available to you, you're getting a lot of international experience. What are your thoughts so far on the tournament? Feels like we've seen a lot of high quality Dota at MDL. I know it's like people said that, and I was like, yeah, of course. Like, it's going to be a major. There's a lot of great teams there. Every major has it, but it feels like every team is getting sharper and sharper as we close in on TI.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Secret look like, from my opinion, I think Secret's the best team in the world right now.
Yeah,
I think they have been for the majority of the year.
yeah.
They're my favorite team to watch too. They're just dominant, and they play style which is like always on the edge of being a little bit too greedy, but they make it work. So they throw a lot of different looks at you too, which I think is always fun. Then you've got VP, who I think are like the regular season champs. You know, oftentimes they just look the best team in the world, but so far a little bit of faltering. Then you've got EG, who's played very good Dota. They had that 6 series against OG, and now EG's win, their 2-0 win over OG in the groups looks even better, since OG was able to like dominantly 2-0 VP.
Yeah.
So like all these teams look like they're showing up in form, and OG especially, like OG just makes Dota more fun to watch. Like from if I'm just a casual audience member, OG just makes everything more fun to watch. Like the Dota here, I think, has been very good, and like the skill level, there's no free matchups.
Yeah. Well,
what?
Sure, there's no free matchups.
I'm gonna not.
We casted a series yesterday, but
I was not me. That was you and Yanni's.
Oh, that's right.
Although
me and Yanni's casted a series yesterday. That was
have some pride in NA Dota. No, I had to cast Empire versus Mineski, and Empire actually might have looked like a free matchup. Mineski crushed Empire. Like that didn't even look like they were playing the same game. It was over like 24 minutes. But this game, I think, just looking at the draft, I think Weaver versus Jug is not that bad for Jug anymore, because the bugs no longer pierce through spell immunity.
Okay.
Like before, remember, it was just no matter what, you can get it off of you unless you attacked it off.
Yeah. Okay. But like it sounds like, okay, that's decently significant, but there's still nothing that you're gonna like about Juggernaut offensively against Weaver, right? Like, I guess I saw the Juggernaut pick after the Weaver, and I was just like, well, why though?
I think it's for that reason, yeah. Wait, wasn't the Weaver picked after the Jug?
No.
It was the other way around?
Weaver was 3rd pick, and Jug was 4th pick.
I see. Interesting.
Unless, you know, I mean, we're just watching from the side screens, so
Yeah.
it's a little hard to see, but I'm like pretty sure that's where it went. I was just like, wait, what?
Hmm.
Do you think the lineups are pretty evenly matched, drafting wise?
The one thing I'm scared of for Chaos is their damage output. They have 2 supports that don't deal damage, which is always, for me anyways, pretty scary.
Okay.
Like, when we say that, guys, by the way, it means like you're no Lion, you're no Tusk. You have, for example, a Silencer who, sure, like if you steal 100 int, yeah, you'll hit pretty hard, but just Silencer himself doesn't have, like, aside from Global, he doesn't have the skirmish teamfight abilities that you usually like to see.
Right.
And then Rubik is kind of similar in that regard too, where Rubik himself, he relies on other people to deal damage in a way, which is never like that fantastic of a feeling.
Yeah.
Plus, they all end on stopping this Enigma with both the supports, not just one. And the Enigma can just be like, well, screw it, I'll never Black Hole. Because he's going to get stolen every time. Global Silence into Rubik Steel.
4 position Enigma was all the rage a month or so ago.
Yeah.
What do you think happened to it?
Enigma? I mean, I think he's still very good. He just gets banned a lot. Like, he has a high ban rate. And I don't think every
Weaver was pick 3, Juggernaut was pick 4.
Interesting.
Confirmed. Just looked at
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that matchup is that bad anymore, though, now that the bugs don't hit through spin. So we do resume our game. And just looking at the lanes, we've got DK versus TA.
Bottom lane, the Juggernaut is going to be matched up against a Rubik Weaver lane. So 2 ranged heroes, both able to keep their distance against the Blade Fury Juggernaut. Nice play by HFN. In early Shikuchi, just kind of getting in front of Leo here. And, you know, that little bit of body blocking adds a lot more damage onto the Jug. The aggro dual lane here at top with Tavo as the farming Sand King. He's got Mr. King Ao himself, King RD behind him, Silencer. Trying to make this lane a little bit easier, but the Oracle can counter the Silencer in the laning phase. We saw it just earlier. He throws out the curse on the Bat Rider. Bat Rider feels like he can't sticky napalm, while 4-4 can just throw the purge on him. Lane is pushing in as well. Trying to get that hard camp pull, but King RD is a little bit too far forward here. I'm not sure what exactly that was. He really wanted the hard camp to pull, I guess.
He was really far forward against a Bat Oracle. Like that was not that hard of a kill.
No.
Like Lelis was only level 1 at the time.
I feel like Pain could have jumped on that a lot sooner, but they were just like, what's going on?
Why is he here? He's a bit confused by that, but I mean, they're going to pick up a kill, and yeah, I mean, this matchup, I think if you just blind look at it, people would just be like, oh, well, I recognize the name Chaos, but don't sleep on Pain.
Yeah. 40R having a bit of a rough one here, as Weehaw has done a lot of side blade damage. What was the side blade damage change? It's no longer pure damage, but it's based off of the armor of the creep that you hit. Is that right?
Yes.
JJ tried to show me and I couldn't read. Oh no, it is pure damage. What was it, the other way around?
Damage. Yeah, it is pure.
It was. I think it was the other way around.
Yeah.
That was the change. So that Dragonite is going to be super unhappy.
It is pure. I was like, wait, what?
It used to be. It used to be the other way around, right?
Yeah. Oh.
So no wonder that 40R is having such a rough go of it. Bottom lane. Oracle shows up, is able to get Misery as he's run down by the Blade Fury of the Juggernaut. HFN can stand his ground, though. He still controls the lane pretty well.
So far, all Pain.
Yeah.
And mid's not going that bad.
No, he just had below healing self, but CS-wise, he's 12-3. Templar Assassin is about even with him. A lot more denies on the TA, 9-7.
You kind of expect that, though.
Yeah.
With DK versus TA, because the only time you're going to ever get actual CS is by like pre-firing and making sure she has lower base.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the prospect of actually getting denies off, I think, is a lot harder for the DK.
Right.
Like, he can get CS. This is just sort of what DK does. I don't see DK, like, absolutely crush any lanes, right? Because his attack animation isn't, like, fantastic or anything like that. So...
Burst Strike. Lelis just going to go for it, see if he can run down King RD. He does have that last word on him. It's going to do a lot of damage, but not enough. He is going to be able to kill that Silencer, and with the healing salve going off on him, the Burst Strike's going to land, though. Tavo gets the kills, so Lelis thought he could get away off the healing salve. No such luck here.
Still, getting the kill, I think, is pretty important here. Because you know that Dio is just farming. He's going to get a pretty fast Helm of Dom, and he's going to be really active in this game cap. And this is what you like to see if you're a Pain fan right now, is your laning phase, you're a little bit greedier, but you're not being punished that hard for it.
Yeah.
In fact, they're actually winning, I'd say they're winning top because of the kills. They're winning the jungle. Mid's not going bad. Bottom, the Jug's at least getting, like, good farm.
Oracle just suiciding to the tier 2 so he can get a fresh life, full HP, full mana, and TP out to bottom lane, help that Juggernaut again, because he definitely needs it. This Weaver lane is a bit rough. Dia Lacour, meanwhile, we haven't talked about him at all. Pain If their lanes just kind of go even, that's fantastic because they've got this Enigma. It's not really a factor. It's just farming up jungle. There's going to be the Oracle dying here over these bounty runes. Now they're going to try and go for Theo Lacour as well. HFN gives up on it. He says, I'd rather just kill the Eidolons and get the other bounty rune. Call it a day. 3-3. The score evened up despite the fact that Paint started off with an early 2-0. Things beginning to shift a bit.
You're still just going to farm on this Enigma. I think once he gets his Helm of Dom, he's just going to shift over to this top lane and maybe just begin the pressure. Yeah. That's what I'd like to see anyways.
Battle over the stack.
I'd even be down to see him gank mid.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with either of those options as 40R. He's going to get some help in the form of the Sentry, which 444 places from. Let me just say, it's so annoying when you have to play any hero. Really, it doesn't matter who it is versus TA without the Sentry.
That was a triple stack on the hard camp there. The Batrider does take a hefty amount of it, and they split the experience, so not too bad for him. He is now almost level 6. Interesting that he's thinking about going Tranquil Boots as opposed to the very popular Boots of Travel first build. Heavy push coming out in this bottom lane while the Juggernaut is gone. That Siege Wagon, you can see what Chaos is doing. They're immediately trying to finish off this creep wave, so the Siege Wagon will continue to get as much damage on the tower as possible. There is going to be that purge onto the Weaver. HFN is just going to turn and go for this Oracle kill. Now, Theo Lacour is going to come in from the side here, and they're going to go for Misery, so it looks like they're going to trade off supports. And he does, with the Helm of Dom, take over that Siege creep, stopping a lot of damage on the Tier 1, and now they can use the Siege to put some pressure on Chaos's lane instead.
Yeah, very nice steal, but not the worst trade of all time.
I feel like the Helma Dominator build has helped the early game of Enigma so much. Oh, yeah. Because pressuring towers with Eidolons, just like too often you just end up feeding away a lot of gold.
The bigger problem, I think, was that there was no like mid-range item for him.
Yeah.
It was like you got Soul Ring sometimes, and then what would you build, really? You'd get, you just start rushing mech and Arcane Boots. Didn't really feel that good. You don't really need mech at that time, and you sort of need Arcane. Like, it was just a lot of halfway measures that you'd have to go for as Enigma. You didn't want to ever go Blink first.
Telekinesis pullback here. Weehaw, the Burrow Strike is going to come out from Tavo. A heavy rotation from Chaos as they look to defend their mid tower. There was it was a cool rotation by Pain, like grabbing the Siege Wagon from bottom lane and using it to go push mid. In fact, they're still going to keep that up here. But Chaos were very loath to give up that mid tower.
They should be. Like, this isn't something that you want to trade out. Like the DK, if he gets a few hits in and he gets the majority of his DK farm off, I don't think he actually cares that much about that death.
Yeah.
And eventually he is going to take that tower.
Blitz, you worked with, you said, you know, Liquid, they protect their mid tower the most out of anybody. They prioritize the mid trade-off the most. You worked with Misery. Does he feel similar?
Yeah, I think they had very similar concepts to Dota. I think everyone that played on that Team Secret team has the same idea of Dota.
Okay.
Like, at some point, it's like the secret tree, right? All the teams that like have successful captains and stuff came from that like tree, aside from like maybe PPD. Puppy, Kuro, Fly, No Tail.
Yeah.
You know, they all kind of understood the same things about Dota. Whether like I don't know who was the originator of it, but it all kind of makes sense, right? Because they all did work with each other. And Dota, it hasn't changed that much. The mid tower, just because of where it's placed, like in the middle lane, the proximity to Roshan, the way that the jungle is controlled, it's always going to be of importance. As Tavo going to come in, try to stop things, as he's going to get rooted up, but the tower should fall as he does get 200 gold.
Has the last word on him, is trying to make his way over to the shrine where the TP is going to come out. Oracle tries to save him as best he can, gives him a little bit of heal, but now 444 just realizes that he has TP'd into his own doom. He's just given Chaos another kill here.
Yeah, so they're going to trade those 2 kills for the mid tower. Pretty heavy commitment by them, and I don't think Chaos minds it that much. Unless they also lose this top tower, then I think you start to care a little bit more. Like, losing this top tower to this Jug, I think, is not the play. It's such a long kill for him to go for. I do like that he is making this play. They're just going for the mirror trade. But when you're later, when you mirror later, like, it's a lot harder to just take that tower, which is why we see the Jug spin out. Tavo tries to time it, but no way.
He thought maybe Mandy screwed it up. Maybe Leo was not going to get the full spin TP. That is 3 bounty runes for Chaos. And that is Oracle dead again. You know, I would love to see him one of these times, because I'm not convinced the heal is actually doing more than just disarming the Weaver.
Yeah.
I feel like that would actually accomplish a little bit more, but either way, he's dead. There's no going into that jungle area, and he should know by now that Chaos does have a very aggressive ward. That's why he keeps on beating death every single time he heads to that area.
I mean, that's the second time that they've caught him out, and they've like beeline towards him. Maybe even the third. So, yes, he does have to be a little bit more careful here. Batrider, let's see, any big items?
Leo,
Smoke?
You cannot challenge that Templar Assassin. And he is blowing through all of his mana here. So if they do get the right kind of initiation on that Templar Assassin, he will not be able to help with the kill. No Omni Slash, not enough mana for spin either. A heavy push coming out from HFN, who throws the bugs out nice and early, catches the creep wave before it connects with his own creep wave, which just means his creeps get more damage on the tower.
This would be a massive kill if they could actually get it. And 4DR, they're going to drop the sentry. He's going to lead with the
going
stun.
off. He does have his ultimate, but they're just going to throw out the black hole. Do they have enough burst damage?
Tanky.
No, 444. It's going to be a little bit close, but fortunately the Oracle does so much damage. Tavo with the epicenter, and here at top lane, Lelis tries to turn around a little bit. He's going to get tossed back into the Sand King, but the Sandstorm keeps on going during that time. So if that was the older Sand King, maybe he would have lived, but that damage over time, and now we're going to watch Misery probably die as well, unless he steals a really good ability in spin. Leo.
Can't do that, man.
That was the only way.
That was the only way.
Away.
I knew that was going to happen, too.
Yeah.
I was like, he's not casting any spells on you, man. You know what's going to happen. He's just going to spin TP. They don't have nearly enough damage at this point in the game to kill him. With just
for Weehaw, Weehaw a bit out of position. The lasso is not up, but they may still be able to run him down, especially if they get this Malefice done. That's really all they need. He's currently silenced up, but if they could still get the kill, the Burrow Strike goes out and actually misses, and the Oracle, just at the right time, waits for the Refraction to go down, then finish him off with the Purifying Flames. Now he's going to try and keep himself alive here with a False Promise. He did get a heal.
He's good.
He's up to full.
He's good. And so far, I mean, really action-packed game, 7-9. Both carries taking full advantage of the opposite ends of the map. HFN getting a good amount of farm, and he's putting pressure on the tower, which I think is important. Like, the Jug can't really do that quite yet, I think. Or he doesn't feel super comfortable just showing up in the lane. I think he should because he has spin TP, and as far as I know, they have no way of canceling that. Unless Misery steals, like, Bad Ult or Black Hole.
Yeah.
So for the time being, he should be able to pressure the tower, and I guess the reason he's not is because he doesn't feel like he has the mana to spin TP out. But I'd even maybe consider just like bringing a Clarity to myself.
Diffuse the Blade, when that is up for HFN, I mean, he's already been a terror to these supports on the side of Pain. It's been a little bit hard for the Batrider as well. All these heroes are going to have a rough time against HFN very soon.
It never feels good to play Weaver, or to play any support against Weaver, just because he chases you down. The bugs are so annoying for you to deal with. Nobody really likes it anyways.
I was going to say Rubik, but Weavers haven't gotten good enough to like play around Rubik, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, they always Shukuchi forward and then throw bugs, and then they just don't cast Shukuchi again.
Yeah.
And then you as a Rubik are like, okay, I can steal the Swarm. Cool.
The Swarm is underrated, man.
The Swarm is underrated, but it won't save you from dying when the Weaver's on top of you.
Swarm.
What a cool Swarm.
That's one of the coolest spell names.
The Swarm.
As they're going to make their own commitment into this mid tower. If you're Pain, defend this. Help your boy.
Hey, whoa, this Dragonite is getting ripped apart, but there's going to be the Oracle save, the False Promise, plus the Healing Ward, plus his natural regen. He's full health almost instantly. That is going to be a double damage Weaver. No wonder that Dragonite was taking so much damage. I was like, man, how did he get ripped apart? DD Weaver will do that to you. It's going to be Silencer who's caught here. Tries to go for the TP out, but too much damage. 15-minute bounty runes are on the ground, and it looks like Chaos is in the better position again, as they should get 3 out of 4.
The weird part about this game, too, is like because you have these 2 supports that can't do much, you really need to rely on your cores.
Yeah. Got a successful scan, HFN. He was hoping that was somebody else, not a Juggernaut.
I mean, he was hoping it was just like he'd run into Oracle or something there.
Yeah.
Or even Batrider. He killed the Batrider really easily. Weaver versus Batrider is one of those matchups that you love playing as Weaver. You can always keep up with them.
Can we see the bounty rune matchup? I feel like Chaos has done a better job of... Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't, if the bounty runes were even, Pain would actually have a pretty good lead right now.
Yes. I love that, by the way. But we noticed, too, that the team that gets more bounty runes doesn't often win.
Yeah.
Like, Keen doesn't really care about them. Liquid cared about them a lot in the EG series, but it didn't seem to matter, right?
Yeah. Guess it's all about... I mean, if you're not getting those bounty runes, you better be achieving something in return. Look at that heavy amount of burst. And this time around, there is no false promise. There is still an Oracle. It almost saves his life. Leo's going to go for the spin onto Misery. Oh, the Purifying Flames isn't quite enough. Now he's getting healed up. Unfortunately, the damage over time of the spin is good enough. The Epicenter coming in for the right-hand side. Look at that. A big 2-man burrow strike. King RT tries to help out. We miss it. Oh, Theo completely whiffs it. They try and pull back the Weaver into the black hole, but he managed to get off the time-lapse. He gets away. Everybody was so low on the side of Chaos, but it's only disaster here for Pain. They almost killed several members, but now Lelis, he's going to be run down by an HFN who was probably at like 50 health before he got off the time lapse.
Oh, that hole.
Oh, dear. 40R actually comes back in. Weehaw. He does get off refraction, but it just gets burned so quickly, and he's not going to get a chance to be able to blink away unless they don't have vision. The Centaur stun. Drop the sentry, get the kill. Good work from 444.
Very interesting build from Weehaw, by the way.
Yeah, I want to talk about that.
Going for the medallion, I don't know how much I love that. I don't know how I feel about that, I should say.
I mean, it looks pretty sick how quickly he's able to burst down somebody when he medallions and then Fade hits them.
I mean, I sort of think that Deso would do a lot for you, too.
Yeah.
It's whatever. But a relatively successful fight that kind of ends a little bit weird for Chaos just because they stick around for a little bit too much.
Yeah.
The kill on the HFN Weaver would have been huge.
Sick play. Did you see that?
What?
The Oracle, the Geminate attack was coming out from the Weaver, and it would have killed the Hamadam creep. The first one hits, and then the Oracle turned around and denied the Centaur.
Oh, well done.
Denying the 200 gold that would have gone to HFN.
Go you, 444. Oh, man, the swing on the miss. It is a hard Enigma game, to be fair to Theo Lecor. Like, he doesn't ever feel super comfortable throwing it down, so I think he just threw it down. It down. At that point, he's just like, well, people are around me. Like, maybe somebody walks into this. It is called a hole for a reason. Don't focus on that. I don't want to get fired. Now it looks like Chaos once again are going to go through this mid tower. As
they just keep on trying to go for this Dragon Knight.
They get the jump though.
This time around, the Oracle was directly behind the Dragon Knight, and they do get the jump out from Lelis to be able to pull Misery back, who grabs Lasso. So the captain of Chaos dies, and once again, Pain do defend their mid tower. And Chaos keeps on gunning for it, but they keep on missing. 11-13. Chaos. Very, very slight net worth lead. Blitz, how do you feel about this game as it progresses, if this game continues to stay even for the next 15, 20 minutes?
I think I like Pain's chances, actually.
Yeah?
I think the supports on the side of Chaos don't really threaten very much. They don't have any way to cancel the Juggernaut, his spin TP.
Right.
I feel like this is a really free Jug game, and that's why they ended up taking it. Even though you take it after the Weaver, you're not really worried about anything, are you? You're going to get a Manta style at some point, and that makes you even less concerned. Global Silence is really the only disable, so to speak, that you're worried about. And once you get Manta, you're perfectly fine. He will flash farm really quick in this game. And because the fact that there's no cancels on the enemy team, like no Tusk or anything like that, no Batrider themselves, I mean, I think he feels really comfortable farming aggressively. Like, I don't think he should be hitting anything but Ancients and pushing this top lane in.
4DR tries to go for the bounty rune here. The full amount of chaos is a beautiful Burrow Strike epicenter. Look at that. It's going to take out the hole to the back line, but the black hole lasts a little while, but eventually does go down here. The lasso was there to be able to grab that Weaver. Immediately buys back, time lapses back into the fight. So it is still 4 here from Chaos fighting into it. Another beautiful Burrow Strike. Lands on it too. Leo's taking so much damage. They are able to pop the shrine, so this false promise is going to be able to heal 4DR back up to full. Weeha hiding away in his melt while Leo tries to go for the silencer. Is going to die to the last word. Tavo missed the Burrow Strike on a dead hero, now maybe dying to 40 yards. The Yule Scepter is going to buy him a little bit of time, but the Burrow Strike isn't back up, but he gets outside of vision. Now 40R has to turn and fight on someone else. Weeha has the refraction.
Nice
He's going to stay alive, as well as Tavo. All 3 cores of Chaos stay alive. Well, HFN died, but his second life, he stays alive.
Yes, that was a really good buyback from HFN, and I love that he didn't hesitate at all. He just pulled the trigger. He's like, I got to go for it. Those fights always look really weird because you think to yourself, like, the team that bought back automatically made the greater investment, but that's not necessarily the case at all. Like, what did he really lose there? He lost a little bit of gold, but he immediately made it back. He made more than enough for his team overall. Like, they would have lost that fight without him. And the experience that he gained, too, I think it all just adds up to a positive. Plus, they secured the next set of bounty runes to themselves.
Yeah.
Like, all in all, that was a positive net worth fight. Absolutely. If they could have gotten the Roshan, too, that would have been even bigger, but...
I mean, they forced the buyback out of the DK.
Exactly. Like, that was a really good chain of events that happened. Yeah. And that's something that OG, I think, especially kind of like popularized after TI. It's like, if you can use buyback to win a fight, just do it. But now it's going to be Pain that plays in around the area. And they have to be more cognizant of how Tavo's positioning himself, because I think he's getting way too good of epicenters off.
Yes, certainly. Lelis. Oh, HFN spots him. Almost got the lasso, but the time lapse was too fast. And now they don't have the detection.
And I really like the way that HFN is playing overall. Like a very aggressive brand of Weaver. Not being too afraid. Is going to go back for the Lincoln Sphere. Once he gets Lincolns, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to kill him. They have a lot of single target spells, aside from the Enigma Black Hole. Yeah. He had a very decent Black Hole right there, by the way, too.
Are you down with 5-position silencers going hand to minus?
Why not? What else is...
I mean, that's what I was thinking, too. It's like, is this a good 4-staff game? Like, not really. So what other item do I really want on my silencer? Well,
also, what do you think the game length is going to look like?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Chaos is ending this game in the next 5 minutes.
That is a really good point. I feel like Pain has done a great job by protecting their objectives.
Mid tower's still alive.
This game out.
Yeah, mid tower's still alive, and I'd like to see DK over here right now. I don't want to see the Oracle here because he's just gonna die and they're gonna lose a tower after this.
And without that false promise, like the whole reason DK was able to play forward in so many situations in this mid lane was because the false promise is straight up just OP with the combination that they have.
Imagine if it's DK there and 444 is sitting behind him.
Yeah.
Can he really die? Probably not, as Leo just has enough for his Manta style, and with the help of the Eidolons is going to mop up this tier 2 tower, but Chaos has bigger objectives in mind as they're going to walk into the Roche Pit. Weehawk gets bounced out, and the Firefly has started from Lellison. This is going to stop them for the time being. They're going to wait for the Oracle to be up, as Tavo still waiting around the area. HFN going to come back in for this, and if you're Pain, you got to choose whether you're going to commit now or never.
They do not commit at all, and Tavo says, fine, we'll take the fight to you now that we have the Aegis. Blinking and stunning 40R, but it looks like someone from Chaos made the call to back up.
Yeah. Weehaw does have a BKB, by the way. Really interesting build, going for the Solar Crest, too.
Yeah, back to the Solar Crest. No Deso.
I think this might be in response to the Jug. I have to imagine. Just more armor yourself. Some like weird halfway hybrid build that Weehaw thought of.
I mean, Medallion of Courage is basically applying a Deso without the damage.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean,
so it's a faster paced build, right?
Weehaw's the guy that brought you Vanguard, Maelstrom, Invoker.
Invoker.
That's a lot of damage on this Jug.
Remember when people were saying that was going to be the next big thing?
What?
Weehaw's Invoker build.
Yeah. Trust me, I was like... he did win ESL with that.
Yeah.
And beat VP and Wings in the process, and Newbie when they were like real good. So You know what?
A 24-minute Midas.
I saw Fear tweeted after that game. He's like, nobody do this. Oh.
Fear knew. Look, great grab. Tavo, if they can actually chain stun him, but unfortunately there was the initiation onto the DK, and he wasn't able to get off a chain stun. The Omni Slash into the back line. They do have the Black Hole controlling up Weehaw, making sure he doesn't get off another round of refraction. They just need a little bit more damage, and they do manage to get it. Turn back over. Misery's going to die as well here. HFN needs to be able to skedaddle on out of here, as his Aegis is not going to make a whole lot of work if they don't have the numbers advantage. They already killed the most important hero in that fight, which was the Templar Assassin.
Tavo's so tanky. Making the decision to try to go for him. He's got Greaves up. I didn't even notice, but he has full-on Greaves. Huge wand. Yule Scepter. Taking him down. Even if he gets dusted, he'll just pop Greaves sitting there anyways.
So it kind of leads to the question, like, what was Weehaw doing? Blinking in that deep when, you know, Sand King didn't need it, it seems.
Yeah. My main thing is that I think that they should always just save the global.
Yeah.
1-to-1.
You think they're blowing it prematurely way too often?
And that was the only way that Weehaw dies, right? He's got BKB.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm not sure they might have gotten that kill without the Global Silence. Like, if the Global Silence didn't come in, and then you wouldn't have your Guardian Greaves hero. Like, I feel you. I think, yeah, should be 1-to-1, but I can't really blame him for using it there.
But that's like, you have two different ways of dealing with the Enigma, and so far, somehow anyways, like Theo's gotten really good Black Holes off. They chose two different ways to stop him.
Yeah.
It's not even like he's got BKB at this point either.
Yeah.
They technically have like 3. They've got like 4. And he's still getting them off. And that's either because Weehaw's anticipating something different to happen in these engagements. Mm-hmm. He definitely got a little bit too far ahead, though. That was point number 1.
I mean, that was a deep high ground area, and in order to get up there, it's funneled into a tight little corridor.
Yeah, I do like how both teams play, though. They just see heroes and they run at them.
And they're going to run at HFN right now.
Nah, they want to get Misery.
DK is going for the back line. Lelis is going to be able to grab him here, pulls him back to his 2 cores, who will do the damage needed to be able to get the kill.
You saw that 40 is like, I have no intention of killing you, HFN. Just leave me alone. Let me take him. It's like that scene in It. Spoiler alert. You know, he's like, leave him to me, and I will let you go.
You saw It?
No, I just YouTubed that scene.
Oh, okay.
Watch it.
There's
no way I'm going to watch It.
Blitz is terrified of everything. So
A curse and a blessing.
Is it? How is it a blessing?
Well, because I stay safe.
Blitz, I promise you. Oh, you guys will see some content pieces of Blitz on roller coasters. That's going to be fantastic.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to fake an illness.
70-20, 28 minutes in, a 6,000 net worth lead for Chaos. But I think we both kind of agreed that Pain, we like their lineup going later if the game's even.
I think the Jug is still going to be very strong in this game. He's going to pick up a Butterfly next. He's almost hit a level 20 of his own. Compared to the Weaver, who has the 35 XP talent, who's only 2 levels ahead of him, like I think Leo, because of the nature of his hero, will continue to get ahead, and he'll just continue to get further and further ahead. I mean, he's got Battle Fury. He's a Jug. He's unkillable. For now, anyways, until they get, like, Hexes and Weehaw potentially gets the Bash talent. Like, until that happens, Leo will continue to just have a free Jug game.
MKB for HFN, so we will have the counter to that Butterfly of the Juggernaut. Lelis is going to be able to find Misery here, but bam! Tavo immediately jumps in, stops the Bat Rider, gets a stun on him. Weehaw delivers a lot of damage to Lelis, but Lelis is still able to fly over to high ground. King RD is going to go down here, threw down the Global Silence because he was going to die, so he might as well get it out, but that means there is no response to a potential black hole, and Weehaw really gunning for Lelis here, but there is going to be the save of the Oracle. Lelis should be healed up as a healing ward plus false promise usually means full HP.
You've got to be on full retreat now if you're Chaos.
Yeah, they've got a bash. Tavo actually going for the stun here, but Leo, he's lost vision for a second. The Weaver is still down. He has no buyback. He's dead for 2 minutes.
What's going on? As Chaos, I mean, they're sticking around way too long.
Yeah,
they've got to be more careful about this. This Basher Juggernaut is a threat, and Theo now has Black Hole. There's no Global Silence.
The moment the silencer was dead, the fight's over.
Yes.
You don't fight anymore.
It is full retreat mode from there on. HFN, I think, is way overrating his survivability because he's got that Lincoln's.
Yeah.
There's a Basher Jug. You saw it too. You know if he just gets one bash, they'll chain spells together and kill you. Absolute worst situation for Pain there is they blow Black Hole to kill you after you pop your ulti. That's what Theo was waiting. He was running past just to make sure that that would happen. So there was no way HFN was getting out of there.
The weird part is there's no winning in that scenario.
Nah,
HFN, it's not like, you know.
I guess the situation that he was waiting for was maybe if they overcommit to him, Tavo can come in. Because that's what Sand Kings love to do. Sand Kings never love to just start the fight. They love to come in like a quarter of the way through the fight once it's become a little bit chaotic and they have good epicenters in the backline. So I agree. I'm not really sure what the overall plan was there.
Speaking of the backline, Pain is doing a great job getting to Chaos's backline, and I feel like Chaos is doing a bad job of getting to Pain's backline. I mean, how many times has this Oracle gotten off a false promise on some hero they initiate on?
Oh, for sure. And that just goes to show you, like, the positioning, I think, is a lot better right now from Pain supports. Because you should not be in a position where you have to blow global just to save yourself.
Yeah, why was King RD on the front lines?
Yeah, that's... I mean, you've got... If you're King RD, you know, your hero is so important. Because you have the potential to end all fights. You know, and as soon as that's done, it's such a big relief from the Enigma, right? Can you imagine how Theo feels whenever Global Silence is down? He's like, oh, finally, like I can play Dota again.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels so hard for him that he's just building all in on the, like the panel said, he's just going for the auras. He's going to pick up a Crimson Guard for himself, which is going to be even more effective. It's really nice against Weaver, by the way, and TA. They lose a lot of their burst potential. They can't really play the margins of the fights anymore. Can't just like get in and out. And you know, Theo has played aside from that whiff, like whatever. That's one of those situations where I can't really blame him. He's like, well, I need to just cast it. It's impossible to cast anyways against their lineup. He's hit 3 black holes or something in a row that have actually led to kills or won team fights. So for me, what I'd like to see from Chaos is a little bit more discipline. Don't have your silencer in a position where you can get caught like that. And they might just lose Weehaw here for free as he's going to get...
lassoed into the Fortune's end here. He's going to be popping his BKB and trying to run away with a refraction. The Blink Dagger's now up.
Why didn't 40R stun? They're chasing. Stun? Yeah, he didn't stun.
Well, they may still catch Weehaw anyway. The Batrider spots him out. 40R TP'd onto the Shrine, looking for Weehaw. Fresh refraction, fresh Blink Dagger.
I mean, Weehaw doesn't
have
a
TP, though.
Yeah,
so he's dead eventually.
This took like 10 seconds longer than it had to, but it doesn't end up actually mattering as they do nab the kill, and they want to go on Leo here.
They can actually kill Leo. Telekinesis, toss back into the Tavo stun. There goes the Global Silence, deploying everything they have, but he gets off the Manta and the spin. That means he's magic immune to this epicenter. They do no damage. Now they have to retreat out for sure, as the Omni Slash is going to be able to bounce around, but HFN gets off the time lapse, and Shikuchi's away. Tavo burrow strikes through the right-hand side, blinks out, TP's away. Somehow, nope, they are going to lose somebody out of this. It's going to be Tavo. That was not a good idea for an engagement.
I can't believe they went for that. Like they know that Jug has Manta spin.
Yeah.
Like I said, until they get some sort of way to disable a Hex, something, you're not killing Leo. That felt like they were like, oh, let's go for some sort of trade here, but you're going for the hardest hero in the game to kill on the side of Pain. He's got 2,800 HP. I don't even want to talk about his armor. He's got Manta, he's got spin. Like there's so many defensive ways that he can reset that fight for himself. As HFN looked like he wanted to walk forward to try to kill the healing ward, and now it's Pain that are just going for the high ground. Very aggressive here. I really like this play. No waiting for the Aegis or anything like that. They see an opportunity to take a tower. They're going to go for it. I think now they should back up for the Roshan. There's still 25 seconds left on Tavo, who, even when he respawns, won't have the epicenter up. And your Jug will take this very quickly.
You know, I think that last fight was a great example of what's been going wrong for Chaos and this Global Silence the entire time. He's trying to use this Global Silence to put a Band-Aid over bad situations.
Yes.
Bad ganks.
That's a really good way to
He's like, oh man, this was a terrible fight, but maybe it can be changed by me popping this Global Silence. Like, he feels pressured to do that, and Chaos just shouldn't be making these moves in the first place.
It's just 2 non-impact supports. Like we talked about in the beginning, they don't really deal damage. They're not scary to the Jug or the... because they don't deal damage. They're not scary to the Jug or the DK. Whereas Pain, like, yeah, their supports don't really have that same threat, but you try to counter this one support with 2 of your heroes, and 444 is just sitting back. He has cores that can deal damage and get in there. So he just sits behind. He has really value targets with his False Promise because they have so much heal. You've got the Dragon Knight's natural regen, the Jug's healing ward. Like, it doesn't feel that bad not being able to deal damage. You can sit there and be a lot more passive than Chaos's supports have to be.
Sitting in the pit, but look at 40R. He is basically on patrol smoke duty right now. Anything he can do to spot Chaos trying to get inside the pit, but this is what we want to see from Chaos in the back line. HFN needs to try and kill this Oracle, but he is going to be stunned up by the Dragon Knight. Tavo also kind of missing his initiation as well. HFN forced to pop the time lapse. Won't have it for this fight, and Tavo, Yule Scepter goes down, but he's going to be purged back down. Tavo's going to be able to get to low ground and barely survives. He's going to be Purifying Flames, healed a little bit. HFN still gunning for this Oracle, but the team is surrounding this Oracle, protecting him at all costs, and they are doing so. Tavo with the epicenter, trying to go for the Yule Scepter. The Yule Scepter is going to stop his initiation. Now the Black Hole controlling up Weehaw. He's not going to have the refraction because he gets bursted down by the Omni Slash. HFN gets bashed up. He is going to be able to get a little Shukuchi away. Tavo tries to go for a Burrow Strike, but 444 is back up to full HP. He survives through all of this. Every kind of poke and prod at him, and he survives. Misery's going to go for the telekinesis to try and slow down this bat right here. He stole Black Hole. Unfortunately, there's no damage behind it.
Oh, the tip while he's doing it. I mean, you just see the teamfight superiority right now in Pain. Their supports can just stand there.
Yeah.
Theo Core is so farmed. He has so many different ways to actually teamfight without having to commit the Black Hole. And HFN just simply doesn't do enough damage to get to that back line in time. Whereas Leo is just, you can't pass through him. Same with 4DR. These are 2 immovable targets. They're making full use of their heroes. He's going to pick up the Aegis, grab the cheese for his DK, I'd imagine. And they are definitely in a winning position at this point. And again, I think it comes down to how Chaos approached the first few fights of the game. They did have an advantage when all 3 of their cores were quite strong. Like, even Tavo had a lot. He had Greaves, Yule Scepter, Blink at a really reasonable time. HFN was incredibly farmed. Weehaw had a BKB at a very good time, but it's just the way that everyone's approaching the team fight. Weehaw's getting really far away from the rest of his team, so he just sort of gets isolated out and killed. They were using the Global Silence way too early, so Theo got like 3 holes off in a row because, I mean, he was just reacting to the fact that there was no more Global. He's like, well, I guess I'm just going to cast it now. Gotta be more careful about taking these engagements. If you are Chaos, like, maybe you get a few more attempts at this, like, reasonably, you get like 2 more good attempts, but your Weaver and your TA are going to fall off.
Sandstorm setting in with the Meld Strike. They're going to try and go for the double meld onto the Juggernaut, who's telekinesis right now, and he's going to be taking about half his HP pool. Tavo gets bashed up, trying to make his way back to the base with the Yule Scepter. He will be able to do so.
Just back up. That's global committed.
Good enough.
Reset.
Now try and re-engage Leeless. Doesn't get the lasso.
And Misery's going to steal the Firefly, but with Global Silence down, I think this is going to most likely embolden Pain. They've got Aegis Cheese. They have a lot of ways to fight, but their Dragon form is going to pop somewhat soon.
Yeah.
So this is actually going to force them back. And now some pings are coming out as Chaos. They know that the Bat Rider can't get there.
Got the Swarm jumping to the back line. Does immediately get the stun onto the Oracle, but he's able to get away. There he's going to be Yule Scepter brought down. That is HFN down. He gets controlled up, and Omni Slash eventually rips through him. We're going to go back over to the Black Hole, which is now caught down too. Weehaw may be falling here as well, trying to get off a little bit of damage onto Theo Lacour, but doesn't have a refraction up. Misery's dead as well. Here comes Tavo with the big epicenter, but no follow-up. He might kill an Oracle. Can't even do that much. Can't even kill the fight position, and that has been most of the last 10 minutes as Chaos trying and failing to kill this Oracle while the rest of Pain goes completely unimpeded.
You cannot kill anyone at this point. The damage just isn't there. When they did have the advantage, they just didn't do enough with it, and this game's just straight up over.
Yep.
So well done by Pain.
Very well done. I mean, when I think the best moments for me was Pain repeatedly defending their mid tower.
Yes.
Off of the Dragon Knight, just going, you have to go through me first. And the Oracle was always behind him. The only time they screwed that up is when they got a little sloppy and Oracle was
Yes, that was the only time we were just like, oh no, 40R definitely should have been there.
But for me, it felt like that was the game winner, right? Because next thing you know, Chaos has gotten into the pattern of the Oracle's going to save somebody. Well, how do we stop that? I guess we have to blow Global Silence. Then it means the Enigma's able to get the Black Hole in. It's just like this great story all set up from just this beginning engagement by Pain. They're going to be able to grab Weehaw, pull him back in. His refraction's already been burned down, bashed up several times. He tries to put the damage on Lelis, but he has the cheese, so he's going to be able to heal up. They're going to dive the fountain because why not? You've just taken the big daddies in chaos of the South American scene. Pain Gaming will eliminate